Well guys, as promised, here's the MK2. I got this from C-Tazi for 200 bucks. The overlay that's on here is not the original one that was on there. You can see the outline of what used to be on there. I tried to peel it off, it did not come off very well. Right there, you can still see it. Plus it's too purple. I bought this overlay on eBay. Not only is it too purple and not blue enough, but the shit doesn't line up. Right in the smack dab in the middle of the hole, the duck is about a quarter of an inch too far over on both sides. It doesn't line up for shit. When you line up the actual holes with the original metal overlay that's underneath here, the text doesn't line up. So this is going to get ripped off, and I have a new overlay being printed up right now from the same people, pardon me, who made the front piece. So it's going to be a new overlay put on here. The cabinet's in great shape, relatively speaking. Once I get the new artwork here and the new artwork here, it's in relatively good shape. It was painted black. It was painted black, and Chris went through and removed as much of the black as he could. But there's still some all over the place, like right there, and there's a big one right there. You know, there's black all over the place. But there's not really any gouges. There's some places like right here where the artwork is torn, and that's most likely from a scraper when he was scraping it. But that's not really a big deal. I can touch the little areas like that up with some black. You'll never notice. Right there on his face though is not. You'll notice that. So you just leave that one alone. Maybe I just put some other kind of color in there, but you know, you can see more black there, and you can see it's all over the place. Whoops, sorry. So I got some stuff that is guaranteed to remove all this crap, and I will, once I do it and show you here's the before, of course. Once I show you the after, I'll tell you what it was. I mean, it's not in that bad a shape. It's just got the black on it. Even on the side here, you can see there's no gouges or dings or marks. It's just got the black paint on it, so I'm gonna have to touch it up with my magic remover stuff. And here, let me show you the other side. The other side is just as good a shape. I mean, there's not any fading at all. I want to save this as much as I can because there's no fading at all. It's in great shape, but I mean, you can tell right here where the color is missing that it was a scraper and it got a little bit too rough and scraped off some of the artwork, but that's fine. I can cover it up with some touch-up paint. But you know, right there, even there's some more right there. I guarantee what happened was a scraper was scraping along there and scraped up that artwork, which isn't a big deal. Like I said, I can touch that up with some white touch-up paint. So there's some black there. There's a scrape there in the art. There's a big black swirl there. It's just a bunch of black paint. Otherwise, it's not too bad. There's these 4 bolts right here. I'm going to take those bolts out, paint them black, put them back in. You'll never know they're there. These bolts are not on the other side. They're just some random bolts. I must have been in some type of security deal. But anyway, the cabinet itself is in relatively great shape. The midway, there's only one little thing right there. I filled that with some black paint. Should be good to go. And you can see the side's pretty good. Just get all the remaining paint off of it and fill that and be good to go. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and remove as much of this as I can, touch it up as best I can, get my new overlay on and the new Lexan and that front piece there. But the major hassle is going to be the inside. If you look here on the inside, it's like someone's got a 1981 Pac-Man power supply in there. There you go. See, it's not even, it's got the original old brown extension cord color type of deal. I mean, I almost think this came out of a Pac-Man or something like that. It's not even close to the correct original isolation transformer and the whole setup there. And then someone's got an MK1 harness in here that's just all beat and hacked up to crap. You can see, there we go. I mean, it's not even, that's just dangling there. Half the power wires go this way and they're tied up. Other connector wires go up there. There is no wiring running to the coin door at all. You can see there's nothing going to the coin door at all in any aspect. No wires for the switches, no wires for the lights. Doesn't even have any lights. The coin door light assemblies with the bulbs that hold the bulb in and everything are gone, so I'm gonna have to rob those from somewhere. So most of this is gonna be required, most of the work's gonna be required on the inside, and I have everything needed to fully restore this back to original factory standards. I stole this out of my MK1 that I converted to a MAME and sold to Corn Story. So I have a original factory midway isolation transformer assembly. These wires here run to your power switch up top, so that shouldn't be hard to interface because it's right here. The other side of the connector is right there. I just take this connector off and plug it into here. Good to go. And I have 2 or 3 full original factory MK wire JAMA harness assemblies to, well, I'll throw one of them in here, wire it all up, and get it all working and good to go. So stay tuned for that. Part 2, part 2 I'm going to have the side art done, all touched up and black removed, and maybe the inside, maybe the artwork, I don't know. So stay tuned for part 2. We'll see what I can't get accomplished. I may just make a part 2. Part 2 might just be the entire machine done and in the room, so we'll see. Stay tuned. The monitor that came in this machine, you can see here there's no monitor, just straight back through. Hey, what's up? It was this is the monitor that came in it. It is a Hunter X Polo. The tube is relatively good, except it's got an enormous amount of screen burn in it. I mean, they really can't do it justice, but maybe you can see it says insert coin down there. And I can't even tell from looking at it what game it was, but you can, it's just, look, you can see the screen burn that's in there, and it is just ridiculous. And also, it doesn't even work. When you turn it on, it's in full vertical collapse, just a white line across the screen. I tried to troubleshoot it and fix it, and I couldn't get it fixed, so it's just going to be a paperweight. I may send the chassis off to somebody to repair it, but nobody likes, the Hunter X Polo is like, you know, stay away, evil. No one wants to work on them. But it doesn't matter because this monitor here is fully working with the K7000. It's been recapped, reflowed, new flyback. I got this out of my main cabinet. The tube is a bit dim, but otherwise it has a fantastic picture. The 25-inch MacVision, the brand new MacVision I got, is in the main cabinet, but I'm not going to show it off yet because the bezel that goes on this curved CRT doesn't fit so well with the flat monitor, the flat MacVision. There's about an inch or so gap along the edges and a ½ inch or so gap along the top. So what I have to do is get a sheet of plexiglass and mount it in the cabinet up directly against the monitor, and then paint the outside of it black to create a fake bezel, and then lay the curved bezel against that, and then put the actual monitor glass back in. When I get it done, you'll see how it turns out, what it looks like, but most of you can get a general idea of what I'm trying to display in your mind by my description. So the monitor should fit in there quite nicely. It should be a direct install, just like they all are. So stay tuned, and we'll see how and what part 2 will entail. So just wanted to give you a general overview of this cabinet. It's fully intact. Just got to get the paint off of it and get the artwork done and wire it up. So stay tuned, and we'll see you when I get it all done.